Hello and welcome again. This is now the 13C Thames Trader truck, and if we just click on this here, a cup of tea's just arrived for me, and there we are. Okay, Thames Trader rec truck, number 13C in the Matchbox 13 range. The 13A and 13B were also rec trucks, but that represented the Bedford one and a much smaller model, and these would have been, you know, the earlier B and C type boxes. So we're starting off on the 13C because this is where the picture box era started, which, as I'm sure you all know by now, is my collecting interest. And I have to say, a lovely model. There's something about that Thames Trader cab. I don't know. It's sort of reminds me of my childhood a bit. I remember those sort of trucks on the road. So yeah, nice little casting that. You know, good playware sort of model. You know, being a rec truck. Only came in the red, okay, with the Matchbox Garrett side decals. There are a few variations of this, okay, more so in the earlier issues, okay, because you know, there's different types of hooks. So, you know, the first issues were just a bare metal hook, and then they painted the hook red, so a metal hook that was red painted, and then the later issue was a grey plastic hook. You get open lattice jib and closed lattice jib, and what I mean by that is if you look at the crane arm here, it's all open, okay, and on the later issues they actually closed it off, okay. Why that was done, I don't really know, and my guess probably is that is maybe easier to produce, because having all that sort of intricate sort of lattice work, okay, you could find that when these are coming out the mould and the mould's got a bit older, that the lattices weren't showing properly, so they closed it off. That's my theory, but I'm not saying that's 100%. Now on the picture box era, it's only really sort of black wheels. The grey wheels was for the earlier versions really, but there is a fine tread grey wheel which I didn't include in the collection. Perhaps I should have done. Okay, so I've got a couple of interesting variations. So we've got the knobbly tread wheel, black wheel, fine tread wheel, okay, and as I said about the open lattice and the closed lattice. Now what I'd like to have done to match the box artwork would be to have that, as you see there, the box here, okay, that sort of generally shows a black sort of knobbly wheel, but if you look here it does show the earlier red metal hook, and I'm pretty sure that does exist. I may have even had one, but again, the thing is with Matchbox collecting, you know, every day's a school day, and it wasn't until fairly late on, or when I was going through my collection, okay, that I realised, oh, here we go, we got a red hook there, and it was a bit too late for me to sort of try and get one really. So I don't know how far you guys want to go into getting the exact model to artwork, but if you want to be totally right about it, then as you can see there, that is the red hook. So just a bit of education. I'm sure, you know, a lot of you already know that, but it's just worth looking out for that model, because it's not the easiest variation to find. Only came in the D style box, as you can see, and I've just incorporated the early D1 with the sort of more bigger italic text, and there's the later sort of D2, D3 type box as well. Production run, as I say, it started off in the Moco range, so would have originally been in a B box around sort of 1959, something like that. Went on to the C box, so went into sort of 60, early 61, and then just the D box, and that carried on until it was superseded by the Dodge rec truck. So it's quite interesting on the number 13 that Matchbox just stayed with rec trucks. You've gone from Bedford rec trucks to the Thames Trader to the Dodge rec truck, which we'll look at next. As I said, only the D style box. Okay, would have been nice to see it in an E box. Again, you know, these were being produced when the E box range was out. But Leslie either decided just to stay with the D box, or they had a good stock of D boxes to use up that they didn't have a E box produced. So that's a shame really, but there you go. So that covers the 13C. Thanks for your time, appreciate you watching, and we'll move on to the 13D next post. Take care.